guys, and welcome to another battle report. So this one is the last game of TNQVI, still 1.1, and I'm facing off the demons. And I will have both our list in the description below, but start to walk through his list. First of all, he got a Pestilence only demon list, so he got a Pestilent Demon Engine with additional hand weapon. Then he got 6 Pestilent Beasts, 22 Tallymen with Parry and extra poison. In there he got his Harbinger on a palanquin. He is the BSB. And finally a Father Pestilent with level 4 Path of Desease. Then he got a unit of 16 Tallymen. Both of the Tallymen are scoring with full command, and a unit of scouting Plaguelings. Then he got another unit of scouted Plaguelings over there, and I actually let him have some room on that flank because I wanted him to put them there, because I got my Reliquary there, and my hope is my Reliquary can hold it up for a pretty long time. Then I got my Flying Duke on a peg. In front of them I got the unit of Vanguarded Fast Cab. And then I got 2 of my Knights buses. I think I got the BSB and the Damsel in one, and my Lord in the other, the General with the Heroic Lethal Blow. My 4 Grey Knights, you can see my Treb in the back. I then got my Bowman and Peg Knights hiding over there because I'm afraid of his Plagueling going around and taking out my Treb. And my Aspiring Knights I want to maybe take care of those 16 Tallymen, and that's the deployment. He deployed everything first, so he gets the first turn, and basically he pushes up. You can see there in the middle there is 2 objectives in this picture, and there's another one to more of the left of this picture. After each turn they will pop up a squig onto those objectives, and depending on how many squigs standing on those objectives, that's how many battle points you will receive for that objective. So it's a little bit random, but you will see. And you can see he's not afraid of my lances and my knights, so he pushes up his unit pretty far. And here he pushes up his Plagueling a bit closer towards my Reliquary. And on the other side he keeps a little more of a distance with this Tallyman, and he moves his Plaguelings out of the arc of my Aspiring Knights. Well, that was his turn. Magic didn't do much, he didn't have any shooting, so here we go. And I do whatever a good King of Aquitaine general would do. I charge out with my dukes onto his big monster, because when you get old you want to tell your grandchildren about how you beat up the demon and stuff like that with your single small human. But anyway, it's cool. It's the last game of the tournament. I wasn't gonna place any good anyway, so it's cool. The Duke with the Flaming Lance and Virtue of Might will kill the Demon Engine, I'm pretty sure of that, but the other Lord will maybe not do so good against his Father Pestilence. But anyway, it's cool. What I should have done is, of course, stay back, send forward some shaft to stop his Father Pestilence and throw rocks at him, but shooting War Machine against big monster, that's more of an Empire of Sun and Stall thing to do. Here in Kingdom of Aquitaine land we charge them with our lords and hope for the best. So let's see how it goes. And I use shaft to stop his Plague Beast and his Tallyman from doing anything. And I hold back with my whole line. I use the Reliquary to shaft up his Plaguelings, because I want to hold him up as long as possible. On this flank I backwards with my Aspiring Lance. because I don't want his I don't know why I did that actually. I don't remember. This is like 3 weeks ago, so I'm not really sure, to be honest. Well, the Treb did some major work on his Plague Beast, and he only have 4 of them remaining. Well, of course my Duke with the Flaming Lance and Virtue of Might and all that nice stuff wiped out the Demon Engine, and I think this looks pretty good. I will in next turn be able to charge either his Beast or his Plague Father, depending on what I need to do. So that's really nice. And my other Duke, not so good. I go in, I got a token off from Path of White, so that was good, but he did 4 wounds on me, unfortunately. I didn't do anything to him, so this is bad, because I thought at least I would hold him up, but now he's free to charge whatever he wants, and that's not good at all. And he does. His Plague Father charges my Realm Lance, and his other Plague unit, the Tallymen, charges the Castellan, and the other Beastling charges the Fast Cav, and he pushes up his 22-man unit of 16-man unit of Tallymen on the other flank. These Plaguelings charges my Reliquary, and he pushes his other Plaguelings up on the hill. Well, you can see here he demolished my unit, but I am steadfast thanks to 1 surviving knight. I got 2 ranks and he only got 1, so I stick, which is very much appreciated. This could have gone a lot worse than it did. Shockingly, my Fast Cav couldn't do anything towards this Plague Beast. I think I killed did a wound on him, I'm not sure. As I told you, it was like 3 weeks ago, so I do not remember, to be honest. No, this is what happened. I think he must have cast the Vortex spell and killed a couple of knights in my unit, and then in combat he only killed a knight. So I sticked anyway. You can see there the Tallyman have killed my lone Castellan. The Reliquary suffered like 2 wounds in combat, but it sticked. Anyway, for KO turn, let's see, it's turn 2. I throw my Lord with the Flaming Lance into his Plague Father, and me thinking he will wipe his Plague Father off the board easily, and I did not charge with the Aspiring Knight. I don't remember why. I think I wanted to use them as shaft duty or something, or a character in there or something. I don't remember, to be honest, why I didn't. But anyway, I send in the Duke with the Flaming Lance onto his Plague Father, and hopefully I will wipe him out. My Peg Knight charges his Plagueling, and just to get them off the board, I think I will hopefully wipe them out in 1 or 2 go. They are like unbreakable or and not unstable, so I will have to grind them down, but I think my Peg Knight will be able to do that in a couple of turns. Yeah, now I remember how it was. I play wrong during the whole tournament. If you have followed my videos, you know this. I have my Castellan in my Knight's unit to send them out and use as shaft duty, so that's why I didn't charge with the Aspiring Lance. I sent forward my Castellan to chef up his Tallyman unit instead, hoping that I will just wipe out his Plague Father with the Duke. And I use my other Fast Cav to chef up his other smaller Tallyman unit on the other flank. And that's all of my movement. I think I managed to boost up my ward save onto my Duke and also give him a token, just to be sure his father Pestilent doesn't do too much towards my Duke. But I whiffed. I didn't do much towards his Plague Father, a couple of wounds, but that's it. So his turn 3, he moves up his Plague Beasts, and his Tallyman charges my lone Castellan. And yeah, that's basically, of course, you can see top of this picture, his other Tallyman unit charges my fast cab. Well, I cannot do much on the charge, but using the breath weapon I roll a couple of 6s and he suffers some wound and actually lost his combat, but he had a BSB and he's leadership 10, so he didn't have to worry too much about it. But now in my turn 3 I have a good flank on his Plague Father with my other lands, so that's really good. So now we do what every Kingdom of Aquitaine player does. We charge our way out of a bad situation. So my Aspiring Lands and my Grey Knight charges there. His Tallymen, and my hope there is I will wipe them out and control that side of the board. And I flank charge his Plague Father with my other Aspiring unit, and my hope is they can overrun out of the arc of his Tallyman if I'm roll good enough for it. So that's the plan for my army. Well, I do in Magic Phase get off some extra ward save towards my boss, which is Knight, so he will not suffer too many wounds from his Plague Father. His Plaguelings did, unfortunately, in this turn beat and kill off my Great Reliquary, unfortunately, and you can see I only done like 1 or 2 wounds towards his swarm, unfortunately. Well, in this flank I killed almost all of his guys. He got like 2 dudes remaining, and I will hopefully just grind them down next turn. My Peg Knights, without suffering any casualties, have now grind down this Plagueling unit on this flank. And this is how I did kill the Plague Father, I think on combat rest, to be honest, but my Duke didn't suffer any more wounds, so I could not pursue with my Duke. I could with my Aspiring Knights overrun. I think I'm out of the arc of his Tallyman, which is basically what I wanted to be, so that's really much appreciated. And that's it for my turn 3. So over to Demon Legion's turn 4. And I'm pretty much okay with how this ended. First he charged his Tallyman into my Duke. I choose to flee, because if he would have made that charge he could have overrun into the rear of my Aspiring Lands. And then he redirected into my Realm Lands, so they are dead. His Plague Beast charges the Duke off the board. I couldn't really do much. He thankfully failed the what's it called, redirect, so he could not charge the back rear of my Aspiring Lands. I would have fled that charge, but anyway, it's nice. And you can see in the bottom of this picture his Plagueling charges my Treb. So I did manage to grind down this Tallyman, and I turned my Aspiring Knights to help off my other flank. I want my Grey Knights to keep the objective on, you can see that there's 2 squig there now, and they could be potentially even be more later on in the game. And yeah, I think he slaughtered every single one of my Realm Lands and he reformed like that, but this is thankfully his turn, so I will have a turn to run with my lands. So for my turn, yeah, I send my archer to chaff up his Tallyman, and I run away with my Aspiring Lands as far as I possibly could, and that's basically my turn. I keep my distance from his line. Well, he didn't charge my archer with his Tallyman, basically because that will place him in a position where potentially my knights could charge him, and yeah, he's holding an objective where he's standing, So that's it, he didn't charge. Well, his Plagueling charge and kill my Treb, and then they overrun, and now they're standing right in front of my Peg Knights, who will hopefully just charge them down in a couple of turns. So in my turn 5, didn't do much, to be honest. My Peg Knight charge his Plagueling. I back away with my Sparring Lance. I'm moving around that big Impest terrain in the middle to hopefully I might take the objective if I'm or stop him from getting any points from the objective. Take my damsels out of the unit because he have no long range threat at me, so I can just 5 dice and miscast it. It doesn't do too much. And yeah, that's it for movement. With some shooting and magic, I managed to. Is only 7 dudes remaining, so hopefully in my final turn I would be able to take them, kill off all the Tallymen if I'm lucky. And yeah, my Peg Knights managed to grind down his Plaguelings. So this is how he moves. So now my Grail Knights can't really secure the objective, so he will score those 3 squigs, and I will have 3 squigs on the other side. So we get 3 to battle points in objective taking. Well, and it ended up being a 13-7 victory for the humans in the end, and I'm pretty pleased with that. I think Daemon is hard cracking unit for our army, because we really depend on breaking things on charge, and Daemon doesn't work that way, so I'm pleased. Yeah, and in the tournament I ended up taking 50 battle points in 5 games, so 10 points average. It's okay. I usually end up precisely in the middle. I have like 50, 51, 49 points at the end of the tournament, so always in the middle, and I'm pretty pleased with it. I think I played decent recently, okay-ish, good at least, and it was a fun tournament. So if you are in Stockholm, you should check it out, or anywhere else in Sweden in general, come here. There is a tournament in February, the same organizer, TNQVI, so you should go there. Even if you're not in Sweden, just take a airplane or something and get over here and play. It's a really nice tournament, and yeah, that's it. If you have any question, post them below and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. Feel free to like and subscribing, and that's it. Have a nice one.